Hey, my name is Ryan. I wanted to make a video talking about critters in the wilderness or at the edge of society, even in urban parks sometimes. There's a few things that you need to know if you're going to be living outside and traveling around, especially if you're going nationwide. This is going to be a very short, brief version. You obviously need to look into this stuff more. Be prepared. Stay away from ticks. Ticks suck. If you're in tick country, especially, you can go online and search where there's Lyme disease, heavy cases of it, and there's ticks. I would suggest leaving, but if you're going to be there, you need to follow all the directions on not getting bit by ticks, and you need to get them out of you as quick as possible. The whole works. Light them on fire. Um, a big one's going to be bugs. You're going to have bugs on you. Sometimes all the time, depending on where you're at, what season it is, uh, there's always something jumping on you, landing on you, or crawling across you. I was camping in Tucson, and this was years ago, but I was just laying down on the ground. I had a little foam pad and a wool blanket, and I went to bed. It was dark, but it was like still warm enough for all the critters to be out. And I felt a spider crawling up my leg, and it kept crawling further and further up my pant leg, and it felt like it was getting bigger every time it moved, and it was just the weirdest sensation. I'm used to having bugs on me; they don't really bother me. Spiders, particularly, like I've made a deal with spiders. We're cool, uh, but I've never seen one like get double in size over 4 inch, 4 inches up my leg. So it got up close to my family jewels and felt like a really big wolf spider, possibly. And I'm like, that's not really a place I want a big wolf spider to be. And so, you undo my pants, turn my headlamp on, and then yank my pants down, and I've got a big tiger centipede curled up right there, curled up in a circle. And I knocked it off me just because it just shocked me so much. I've handled centipedes, but having one right there, and then it notices when you yank your pants down and you put a light on it. It's like, oh, and you just don't want to get bit down there. So I whacked it off me. But here's the key with all the bugs: preferably don't whack them. Just move your hand gently. None of the bugs want to bite you or sting you, except for there's like kissing bugs and stuff like that. But ticks, but like spiders and centipedes and millipedes and scorpions, none of that stuff wants to sting or bite you. You're not prey for them. If they don't eat you for a living, they do not want to waste their biologically expensive venom on you or get smushed by just walking up and biting a giant. But to not get bit, one of the most important things is to not restrict their ability to move. The minute you push down on an insect, if it can bite you or sting you, it's going to. I would too. If I had a Statue of Liberty sized person putting their hand down on me, I mean, you better believe I'm going to like bite, stab it, whatever I can, right? That's scary. So you don't want to push down on them. You want to move them from the side. And if you can do it more gently, generally that's going to work out better. And you can use your hand. But, if it's a spider and you're scared, use a stick. And but don't, you don't have to hurt them. Just push them off to the side and they'll run away from the stick. And not even think that the leg that they're on is connected to the guy with the stick. That's not in their thought process. So it's the best way to do it. But you definitely want to do it to the side. Bugs will eat your food if you leave it out. If you don't have food sealed, you need to use sealed containers for your food, or bugs and mice and all sorts of stuff. Raccoons. Maybe bears, depending on where you're at. You're going to have all sorts of animals going, that smells delicious. I'm going to go see what that is. And, it's messy. Now, you lose food. You might lose all your food. You might wake up and there's a bear now you're scaring the bear because it didn't know there was somebody sleeping there, and all of a sudden it's like, ah. There's all sorts of problems. Best bet is airtight. Get a certified bear bag or bear proof container. You can get them at REI. I'm sure you can get them at a lot of other sporting goods stores. You can buy them online. Get one that, if you can, get one that's rated for grizzly bears, and then you're good for any national park or any camping site that has regulations. If it's grizzly bear approved, there's an association. You're good to go. And ants aren't going to get into everything. Mice, they're not going to eat through sometimes I have just like a regular plastic container, and they'll eat through a heavy, thick plastic and leave a mess of microplastics and still get in. So bear proof is the best way, but hard plastic is better than just have it in a regular bag or even in your like backpack. They'll chew through your backpack to get to the food. Never mind, the plastic, if it's not stinky proof. With the big predators, you want to learn their behavior. It doesn't take that long to watch a few videos online. Bears are a big one. And there's different bears with different behavior characteristics. You need to know the difference, what to do with the black bear and what to do with the brown bear. Watch a video on it. Mountain lions are going to avoid you 99.9% of the time. If they attack, or if you think they're going to attack, you need to get big and loud. If they're tracking you, if they're following you through the forest, you need to turn around. You need to get a big stick, and you need to act like a complete nut job that's going to kick their ass if they don't back off. You yell, you scream, you stomp, you bang your stick on the ground, be as threatening as possible without like trying to initiate conflict, right? You don't want to like charge them like that, but definitely you need to say, hey, I'm going to fight. I'm going to mess you up. I am no easy prey. And then in my experience, then they'll leave you alone even if they're stalking you. You don't want to be handing out food to animals. They can find their own food. You don't want to introduce a human association with food to them. It can go bad. I'm sure everyone here has seen a video of the guy feeding a bear thinking, oh yeah, he'll be happy with a slice of bread while I hold a bunch of food in my hands. Surprise, don't be a 5-star dummy. Don't feed animals. And I mean, it's just, it just goes for really just about all of them. Pigeons don't need Wonder Bread. It messes them up. And then it makes them fly over us and poop on us. So, don't feed wild animals. Keep your food up in a container. Learn predatory animal behavior. Don't ever honk at a moose. They don't like that. Try to be chill. Try to be respectful. I treat animals a lot in the way that I treat people in society that would be weaker than me or possibly scared of me. I try to give them a little more extra space. I try not to be aggressive around them. I try not to be real loud. Now, obviously, if a 32-year-old woman that's 5 feet tall comes at me with a butcher knife, I'm going to get loud and crazy, like I would if there was a mountain lion following me. But if somebody's being cool, if there's a black bear that's 50, 100 feet away from you and it's being cool, there's no need for you to get all crazy. Just give it space. Don't cramp it. Give it space. Don't stare in its eyes. Don't try to challenge animals. Just give them some basic respect and space, and like, don't act like it's all a big deal, and get their adrenaline going and make them worried and all that. And then don't freak out. Know where you're sticking your hands and feet. Don't step on things. They don't like that. I don't like that. And just be cool. Lock up your food. And don't freak out, because the reality is you're much more likely to get injured falling in the wilderness than being attacked or bit or stung by a wild animal. It's far more dangerous that you're far more likely to fall. In fact, take a pair of hiking sticks, the collapsible, hiking ski poles things, and that'll save you a lot more than worrying about animals. Uh, and People are more dangerous than wild animals. Wild animals are much more predictable. They are doing things for a reason. Unless they have rabies, animal behavior is very geared towards obtaining their resources, mating, eating, making shelter. But they're not just going up to people and biting them or stinging them for no reason. They have no reason to do that. It's a waste of their energy. It could get them killed. So they're not trying to fight people. So just relax a little bit and be smart, do the basic stuff, and you'll be fine with animals out in nature. Thanks for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, comment, leave me a question.